We are here with the official patch notes review of Victory Lap 3.3. This patch will be going live in about a week, so expect to see it, what, Tuesday, March 1st? Right, patches usually go live on Tuesdays, so that's when we expect to see this. Starting off, we have a lot of skins, and most of them are absolutely amazing, and then like one or two of them which like a recolor or something. But my personal favorite, because bongo bongo bongo, I do not want to leave the Congo, is Heavy Metal Bongo Man, and it's amazing, and it has custom sounds, and it's like drummer sounds, and then it's like guitar solos, there's like bum 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 bum. Love it. Also, it's like a Kiss thing. I don't know if he has a long tongue, but that would be jokes. We have a new mech skin. This is Mech Thanatos, kind of to match the Mech Thor. This is more of an evil variant of the mech. It's darker colors. It sounds eviler. The voice pack is pretty villain-esque, as well as the custom animations. The scythe is orange. Everything's more like fiery, plasma-y, and very like bright colored. Super sick skin, Mech Thanatos. Enjoy it. I enjoy it. This skin is hilarious. Gutter Slinger Cupid, which is a British skin, and Cupid says some funny ass lines, like super BM funny lines, and his two, right? His hearts, I swear to you, no lie, I'm not kidding, it's a can of beans. It's a can of beans. I was like, oh no. How can they do that? But they can, and they did. And it is hilarious, and I love it. And you know what? Shout outs to cans of beans. So, absolutely beautiful. The best, except for Cogzilla, team skin to ever be in the game, Epsilon. Soul. Huh? Epsilon? It's Epsilon. And her legs say easy game, easy life on them. Speaking of BM, they going full out BM with the skins this time. Custom animations that leave the Epsilon's logo on the floor. Her 1 does it and her 2 does it. But just like easy game, easy life on the legs is just the funniest damn thing that has ever happened on a skin, man. Shout outs to that phrase ever being a thing, man. Shout outs. Oh my goodness. And the only skin that I don't think is that great, it's just a tier 2. It's not supposed to be that great. It's a tier 2 skin. It's supposed to be okay. Tier 2 Shinten. Basically the same skin, but more ornamented around everything. And he has a mask on his nipples. The Soul has her mastery skins now. It just shows the this one here. But like, she has some nice card art, is what I'm going to say. Very nice card art. She has no nipples. Anyway, voice packs, of course, for some of those higher tiered skins. There's achievements. Nothing crazy here. Blah, 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 blah. Use your 15 tiger stuns. Gratch, you did it. Like, woohoo. Only map related change. The fire elementals now have a respawn timer in the world. It's on the floor. It's on the floor, so it doesn't like interfere with a fire giant timer. So if you kill one of the minions, you can literally like look downward on the floor, and there's like a little tiny circle, and it's like, I'm respawning. So that's a thing. Frenzy got a itty bitty buff, and Sunder got a pretty nice buff. Frenzy now, it gives you an additional buff that increases all damage against objectives by 10 true damage per hit. Nothing game changing, but it'll make Loki split push just a little bit more annoying because we love Loki split push. Let's make Crusher a thing and not nerf it. But we also have Sunder, which it needed a change like this. It reduced the casting time from half a second to 0.2. It felt clunky with a half a second cast time. You'd click it and it wouldn't go off, and then it would go off. You'd be like, what the hell? How do I aim this? So trying to make it more so you click it and then it goes off kind of thing. So you can keep doing your skill changes. So into the real balance changes, there's not a whole lot of balance changes, but there was some good balance changes. More quality over quantity in this patch. More so things that certainly need to be changed than a lot of things that maybe need to be changed. So starting off, because, you know, we hate supports, let's go ahead and nerf Breastplate of Valor. An extra 200 gold cost, everything else remains the same. Why was this nerfed? Because solo laners ruin everything for supports, and solo laners are grabbing Breastplate of Valor because it's a cheap physical defense item that gives their cooldown that they need for their damage. What's it mean for supports? Do we need to do a new build? Probably not. It just means that our build became a little bit more expensive. You're still probably looking at the same type of item chain. Maybe not getting Breastplate as early as you were. I wasn't getting it super early, but like you could. That's the only real change. You're still probably going to end up getting it on most supports. Bulwark of Hope got nerfed because it actually needed to be nerfed into the ground, and it got a good nerf. Reduced the passive from 150 plus 15 health per level to 150 plus 10. So, pretty decent change. A little bit less health. The bigger change here is the shield effect now fades after 20 seconds. So you can't proc the shield. Keep the shield. Get your shield back up and proc it again. You know? So, you won't be able to do that anymore, which is a nice change. Overall, still a great item. I can't imagine that this is going to stop you from picking it up, but it's still going to be just as effective in a team fight. It just won't be like double effective like you could have technically had it. 100 less health on the passive, but like it's still such a solid item on all of its stats, period. So Imperial Helmet got a buff because the Imperial Helmet tree is really good. Kappa. But it reduced the cost from 700 to 600. It's not, the tree isn't very good. There's one item that you can get in there that gives like 15 pen, 45 power, 30 physical protection. That's okay. But like other than that, you're never really going to look at anything. Soul Eater coming out with the huge changes. Adding FX upon killing minions or so when stacks are gained. So, you know, now you can get your Soul Eater instead of Aussie. Don't do that. Keep buying Aussie. Soul Eater still is not good. Keep buying your Aussie. Aussie's good. It's really good. Spear of Desolation, same dealio. Added FX to bring attention to the fact that the passive has been triggered. A little bit more important than Spear of Desolation because it is pretty nice to like have some sort of awareness thing happen that you actually can use your abilities again if you weren't paying attention. Miscellaneous. There are now 24 easy bots and 23 medium bots. That's weird that it's not the same number, but whatever. What do you gotta do? If you care about this, read the patch notes. You have the link up there. You probably don't care about it. What you want to hear about is Amaterasu. That's what you want to hear about. You want to hear about what could they have possibly nerfed in Amaterasu. They probably nerfed her movement speed. Probably. But they didn't. But they did nerf something else that did need to be nerfed. She's actually not as strong as I think she's made out to be. I think top level play she's gonna be annoying, but she's not that intimidating in a lot of other play. They nerfed her too. It does less damage base, which means if you do the double damage, you get even more or less damage. So it's 40 less base at the top tier, which is 80 if you get the double damage from the charge up. So it's okay. They didn't nerf her passive movement speed from her 1, which is I think the bigger concern. that she can give a passive 25% movement speed to her entire team. So it's like a constant heavenly agility on you. But I think that'll be looked into next. So, Artemis. So Artemis got a little bit of a change. It's not going to make her viable or anything, but actually it's a little bit interesting. Artemis, the board can now target minions if no gods are available. And so people kind of joked about it. Oh great, you can ulti the wave and you can clear the wave with your boar. Sure, right? But what it actually lets you do at top level play is cast your boar so it smacks a minion, but now it traveled to the end of its ult, and the enemy god is now in range of Tusky. So Tusky actually has twice the range if you use it correctly. So you can boom, boom, you can hop Tusky, because it'll target the minion and then it'll function and target the god. It'll boop, boop. So that'll be interesting. That'll be kind of fun. And then it'll go back and kill the minions, because why not? So that's kind of cool. Anher corrected an issue where Anher was only doing half physical power scaling to an enemy hit past the first. That was a leftover issue from when Anher was nerfed around Season 2. And his impale was nerfed. Yo, thank you, Weedhound, for the sub, man. Thank you for supporting the Twitchiest community on Twitch. I appreciate it. So, Anher's a little bit better because they fixed a bug. Chiron finally gets buffed because, just kidding. Chiron finally gets nerfed. Herbal medicine, so he doesn't get the bonus heal from having multiple stacks of his passive. He used to get, you had 3 stacks, and then you would use the skill and it would take 1, and you could start to regen it, so you could have bonus on your heal. No more nonsense bonus, but really the important change here is training exercise, which is your 1, which is your circle attack, also your lane clear. No longer cripples, so you can't auto attack somebody, cripple them, slow them, and then smack them with your knockback, because they're just going to jump away because you don't have a cripple. Really big implications for his capabilities of harassing people down to super low health as they're panicking trying to get away, because now they can just jump away, which is super awesome. So actually a pretty decent nerf to Chiron. Is it going to take him out of being top tier? Certainly not, but at least you'll be able to do a bit more against him in lane, or at the least get away. Ice Sisting an itty bitty nerf. Dispel slow reduced from 35 to 20. Nothing crazy. Needed. Sure. Crazy. Nah. Odin! Fixed Odin. Base skin. Voice pack missing lines. Doesn't matter. Nothing crazy there. I was a little bit worried we were going to get an Odin nerf, because Odin's pretty strong right now. He's not the best god ever, but like, he has his uses. Robin finally got nerfed. I love it. His 1 now has an increased cooldown from 6 to 8 seconds, which is needed. All the same scaling, so he's still strong. He's still good, but a really interesting change is his 2 now has an hour-long cooldown. Overhead kick cooldown increased to 20 seconds at level 1. 20 seconds at level 1. So that's a long cooldown for that avoid skill. Is it going to affect gameplay too much? No. It'll affect laning phase. It's not going to affect you. You're still going to be able to dodge your Poseidon and Krakens and the Scylla ults and all that stuff. It doesn't affect that. But it does affect you, like, dodging every single one of Tyr's Fearlesses and stuff. And then, of course, your Prana Assault, now you can't really use it for clear and harass, and then clear again. You have to like choose between clear or harass with it, or hit them both at the same time. So decent change. So they're fixing her buff where she gets the auto attack on her 2, which was the bug, which is still in the game right now. Don't play Soul. That's rude. Basically, you throw out your 2, and then you'd get an auto attack like instantaneously on top of that. So you could proc your 2 plus an auto attack, plus if you had poly, you'd proc, blah 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 blah. All kind of stuff. The big change to her is her 3 no longer stuns when she detonates, which has big gameplay implications, because you can follow her through her 3 now without any fear of getting CC'd. You can follow her in a straight line, which is interesting. So at least you can keep up with her now. She's still going to be super strong. It's not like this is taking her anywhere out of the meta. But at least you can follow her. Which is pretty convenient. You don't have to wait to follow her or like do a loop-de-loop path because you're going to get stunned. Also to be noted that when she throws out her Stellar Burst, she says kaboom again. Which is pretty important for most people. So, kaboom! Supernova improved FX. Now, the biggest change of this patch was to Ullr, who was fighting to get himself back into the meta. He is fighting himself to get back into the meta. Okay? Fighting out of the blue corner. So, we have Ullr. What does he have now? He has reduced mana cost on Bladed Arrow, which is also Thrown Axe, which is good because, you know, there's a mana issue on Ullr, of course. You have a mana issue, but we are getting Transcendence right now in the ADC meta, so that's cool. So what's the change that personally I thought Ullr had when he first came out? I just assumed it was going to work that way, and it didn't, and it kind of threw me off. And I think that new Ullr players are going to find this to be a lot more straightforward, and that is that your bonus skill, your passive that you get in each form when you pop your 2, which is your movement speed and your bonus physical power, will stay when you switch stances. So you can go into axe form, pop your movement speed, and switch back to your bow form and be shooting your bow with extra movement speed and pop your 2 so you can have the bonus movement speed and bonus physical power. So that's going to be a big gameplay implication for Ullr. Being able to kite people down with the bow with the extra movement speed. Now, to counteract this being too strong, they did make it so the cooldown for the 2 is 18 seconds at all times instead of going down to 14 seconds. But Ullr, I think, will definitely see at least a rise in gameplay in your casuals and ranked right now as people are trying to see how strong this does make him. But I want to see Fatalis Ullr. I know he's like ability based and stuff, but I want to see Ullr get that movement speed buff and then pow, 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 pow. Just like popping people in the back. It's going to be so much fun. But that's the end of the patch notes, guys. Thank you for watching. And of course, if you want to help support the Twitchiest community, you can always subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, guys.